Bad debts feel like a gray area, right? You are not sure when to write it off, or how it even hits your P&L. Here's the stakes: get this wrong, and your profit looks better than it really is. A customer who never pays is still sitting in your books as an asset until you deal with it properly. Let's fix that with real numbers. So what actually is a bad debt? Picture a small shop. You sold goods worth 20,000 rupees on credit in January. By August, the customer has vanished, phone off, shop closed. That 20,000 sitting in your receivables? It's not an asset anymore. It's a loss. That's a bad debt, money you were owed, that you now genuinely believe you will never collect. Not just late. Not just slow. Gone. The moment you accept that reality, accounting says stop pretending it's still cash coming in. Here's the entry. Debit Bad Debts Expense, 20,000. Credit Accounts Receivable, 20,000. Notice this: the expense hits your P&L, and the receivable disappears from your books. No more pretending. Two sides moved, just like every transaction. That's the mechanic, plain and simple. Now here's where it confuses everyone. There are two ways to write this off. The direct method, what I just showed you, waits until you're sure the money is gone. Simple, but it delays reality. The provision method is smarter. At year end, you estimate a percentage of your total receivables as doubtful before anyone actually defaults. Say your receivables are 10 lakh rupees, and history tells you 2% usually goes bad. You provide for it now. 2% of 10 lakh is 20,000 rupees. Debit Bad Debts Expense, 20,000. Credit Provision for Doubtful Debts, 20,000. This is a contra asset. It sits below receivables on your balance sheet, quietly reducing it. No customer defaulted yet. You're just being realistic in advance. That's prudence in action. Here's a twist nobody tells you: what if the customer comes back and pays, after you already wrote it off? It happens more than you'd think. Say that same 20,000 rupee customer shows up 8 months later with the full payment. Do not just reverse the old entry and forget it. You record it as a recovery, and it's genuinely good news for your P&L. Debit cash, 20,000. Credit bad debts recovered, 20,000, an income line, not a receivable. Keep it separate from regular sales. Why? Because whoever reads your P&L later needs to see that this profit came from a past write-off, not from new business. Clarity matters here. So, hold on to this: a bad debt is a loss the moment you genuinely believe it won't be paid, not just when it's late. Write it off through the P&L, provide for doubtful ones in advance, and if cash comes back later, record it as recovery, not as sales. One clear rule for every situation. This trips up everyone at first, totally normal. Apply it in your next set of accounts, and watch your P&L get more honest. Next time, I'll break down provisions versus write-offs in even more depth. Best wishes with your studies.